Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex B and I am out of breath. Let me catch my breath. I dance around my room to a song so I can get pumped up to make a video. Got pumped up too fast, too hard. Let's get comfortable. Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex B and this is alexbewell. And today I wanted to make a video that I've been wanting to make for a long time, but every time I try to make it, I just get like butterflies and I get nervous, and usually when I feel really nervous or uncomfortable making a video, that's a signal for me to know that I really need to make this video and get out of my comfort zone and share my past experiences that I've had with mental illness. So in today's video we are going to talk about psychosis and my psychosis story. So psychosis kind of sounds like a big scary word because it is scary. Basically what psychosis is when your brain is so stressed out it breaks from reality. There are psychosis disorders like schizoaffective schizophrenia and delusional disorder, but it's also just a symptom on its own, just how you can have anxiety or you can have depression without having an anxiety disorder or without having major depression. And when I say break from reality, there are two different things that can be going on. One is hallucinations, like hearing, seeing, feeling something that's not there, or delusions. That is a kind of delusional belief that we have about ourselves that we are 100% sure is true. So that's what I mean when I say a break from reality, is your brain is imagining things that are there that aren't actually there. There are a couple different things that can trigger a psychotic episode. It's different for everybody. The ways that it can be triggered is either through a trauma or if you already have a mental illness such as depression, bipolar, or PTSD, then you do have a higher chance of experience a psychotic episode. But it can also be brought on just by a lot of stress or sleep deprivation. And if you have a lot of stress and you don't have the proper coping skills to deal with that stress will literally break your brain. There is actually also postpartum psychosis, which is something new that I learned about that I didn't know about, because we've all heard of postpartum depression, but postpartum psychosis is a thing as well. And it's not as uncommon as we think. That's why I'm making this video, to be like, hey, I'm out here. I had one of those. Anybody else out there? 3% of the population will actually have a psychosis episode in their lifetime. So when I'm telling my story, if any of these things relate to you or anyone you know, seek help. It's not anything to be ashamed of. Let's break the stigma. And psychosis isn't brought on just like that. It's not just like you're walking down the street in reality and then you snap and then you're out of reality. It actually takes quite some time to get to that point. And there are a lot of warning signs before the break actually happens. So now that you know a little bit about what psychosis is, let's get into my story. So like I said before, if you have experienced or are experiencing any of these things, definitely seek professional help. So I had my psychosis episode back in, let's see, it was probably around 2012. I just graduated high school and I was going into college, and this happened around the fall going into my freshman year of college. And for me, it started off with, I think it was anxiety. I was already going to therapy for anxiety and like depression. I don't think I was diagnosed as bipolar yet. So I think with the anxiety, it started turning more into a paranoia that someone was following me, or like people were following me, or people were watching me. I always just had a feeling of like being watched or being like followed. Like I would also have trouble sleeping at night because of my paranoia, which also didn't help the psychosis. It just fed it even more because I was afraid, if I fall asleep, someone would murder me at night. I would check the locks on my doors probably 50 times a night, just making sure that they were locked so no one could get in. I would lock my bedroom door. I'd make sure all the windows were shut, like doing that all throughout the night. And like peeking out my blinds at night to make sure like no cars were circling my house. I'm trying to remember everything. It's just also hard too, because when you're experiencing it, you're not fully in reality, so you don't fully have a memory of it. Like, I'm not very sure of the order which these things exactly happened. So I would like often sleep with like a box cutter under my bed or under my pillow, so I could like protect myself from the person or people that were out to get me, because this is the delusion, because I was for sure that someone was gonna get me. Now, there are also delusions that I know other people have experienced, such as believing that you are a god, or believing that you have like a higher purpose in this life, like to like, or that you have like superpowers, or that people can read your mind. There's a lot of different symptoms under delusion. But yeah, the paranoia and feeling like someone was following me and watching me was definitely my delusion that I had. Now let's move on to hallucinations. Nailed it. So hallucinations, like I said, it's hearing, seeing, feeling, smelling, stuff that is not there. So for me, I experienced mostly the audio. So I would hear like a voice would say just like horrible things to me. Like, it was almost like it was fueling my delusion that someone was like out to get me, and someone was after me. And hearing voices was really scary because, first of all, I didn't really want to seek help because I thought I was gonna get like locked up forever or something would happen. But I realized that it wasn't going away and it wasn't getting any better. So like I said, I can't really remember exactly how it went down, but I ended up seeking help, got on medication. I got on Seroquel, and I think I was on that for about 6 months, and that really helped. Like, my psychosis just completely went away after I was on that medication. A lot of pros and cons to that medication. Like I said, like, talk to your medical provider, but that is one way to help with the symptoms. Also, going to talk therapy. I learned that that voice in my head wasn't really there, obviously, but at the same time it was there. It was just my own voice. It was just so mean to me that my brain couldn't handle it, that it kind of like made it seem like it was someone else talking to me, because my brain couldn't like wrap my head around me being so mean to myself, if that makes sense. It's very much a coping skill. So like, when that mean voice would be like, someone's coming to get you, or like, watch out, or like even like kill yourself, it'd be easier for me to go, oh, it's that voice, that like third party voice. But instead, it's actually a coping skill that we use, that our brain uses to help us survive, pretty much. Yeah, so I just wanted to make this video to explain a little bit about what psychosis is and about my experience with it. And if you have experienced this or are experiencing any of these symptoms, you know, definitely seek help. If you have experienced psychosis, I get it. It's very scary. I definitely want to keep making videos like this where I talk about stuff that can be very stigmatized, in order to help break that stigma, because even I had a stigma about it myself. I didn't want people to like think I was crazy. I mean, psychosis is just something that can just happen. It doesn't mean that you're crazy or that you need to be locked away. It's just something that happens for our brain to cope. Yeah, if you like this video, please subscribe. I definitely will be making more videos talking about mental illness to try to help break that stigma. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I literally thought I was gonna throw up.